Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're going to jump into a new series that I've been thinking about, or at least potentially a new series. It depends on what you guys want, but even if you don't want this series after seeing this video, I might still keep it going because, you know, it's my channel, so there you go. Okay, so from the thumbnail and title you've probably realized it by now, but what I'll be doing in this series is basically pick an anime or colored manga character and Photoshop it, essentially. So as you can see, I've decided to go with Brandish, who's my waifu, since, well, it's the first episode. The idea is that if you're into this series, then I want you guys to suggest a character, and it doesn't actually have to be a waifu. I just found the name of the series fitting and whatnot. Could be any gender and all of that. So if you want me to either glorify a character of your choice or just fucking make it look horrendous as shit, just comment who you want it to be. And one important detail is that you need to tell me which series it is from, because there are a number of series with characters with the same names, so if you don't mention the series, well, I might pick the wrong one. One final detail is that it will help if you mention what kind of change you want, because, well, if you don't, I'll assume it's up to me, and, well, I guess if you want a surprise, then don't give me any instructions, because if you don't give me any details, I will just fucking go for it. You'll also notice throughout this video that I'm very bad at Photoshop. And this is actually one of the main reasons why I want to add this series to my channel. I want to improve, because as they say, practice makes perfect. So of course, if you see something bad that I do, I'd love tips and stuff like that, because I'm sure that some of the things that I do could be done very differently and potentially easier than what I do. Okay, so let's talk about the video of today then, since I have nothing to add really that I can think of right now. Basically, I've decided to use Brandish, as I said, and I kinda decided to go with the theme as well. It's not really going in the direction of wanting her to look like waifu material. It's more like the opposite. I didn't really have anything special in mind while recording, so what you see is me just coming up with shit as I go along without any regrets. There was one guideline I did have, sort of, which was to use some kind of evil theme, but how I used stuff and all of that was not determined in advance. I did get some images to work with though that would potentially work for an evil theme, which I kind of went with. Didn't use all of them though. Oh, and if you're wondering what image I decided to pick, is one of the images colored by Enara123 over at DeviantArt. I did use this image in my Spriggan thumbnail as well, so what can I say? Enara123's art is pretty fucking great. I really like the level of detail she puts into it without ruining the manga style of it in the process, as some tend to do when over detailing it. I mean, I'm not saying Enara is the only good artist that colors some fairytale stuff. She's just one of my more favorable ones, along with Claudia Dragneel and of course Nina2919, but I don't really use Nina's work, well, not for any specific reason. I mean, I am even friends with her, but I don't actually use her art. I can see that I'm going away from talking about the actual video, but I think I should mention that one of the reasons why I decided to start with this series is actually to support Senpai Fruit's decision to branch out away from Fairy Tail, because his subscribers, well, some of them, seem to have a problem with him not focusing on a single series. So yeah, I decided to start with this series very early for this very reason. I mean, I was going to start with this series regardless, but timing was essentially dictated by this decision. Well, at this point, by looking at the video, you can probably see that, well, what goes inside your precious Perm's head is something pretty fucked up indeed. And well, if you want to see this stuff in real time in the future, I can do that. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be sped up. I simply went with a super sped up style today since I don't have a lot to talk about. I'm pretty bad at talking live and all of that, so there's a good chance that even if I did that, I'd be recording sound separately afterwards and just commenting it at normal speed, but the videos would get really long as well. So I'll most likely keep to the sped up format for the reason that I don't think people want to wait for like ages to see the result. I mean, this Brandish creation took me like 25 minutes before I sped it up, so if I were to do something with even more details, well, it would take a very long time to watch that. Anyway, I think I'll wrap up the video here. Let me know what you think about the idea of having a Pimp My Waifu format. I've yet to decide exactly how to go about it. I mean, if you have any suggestions on that as well, I'm all ears. Anyway, if you did, please like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host, Perm, and I'll see you soon.